After a winning homestand, the Dodgers hit the road for a big trip. 3 in Philadelphia, 3 in New York as they continue to try and chase the San Francisco Giants. Less than 2 months to go in the regular season. We welcome you inside. Hope you're having a great week so far. Joe Davis and Ol Hershiser. Dodgers going to Philly and 4 games back of the Giants as they open this trip.
Yeah, 3-2 off the homestand. Just above 500 on this road trip. Might not get it done as far as catching the Giants. I think they're going to need to be a little bit more consistent with that offense. Get to that magic number of 4 and 5 runs.
And they're facing a team in the Phillies here that might just be the hottest team in baseball, having won 8 straight, suddenly from way back in the division to first place.
Yeah, and they're really good at home. They've been hitting the ball really well. Bryce Harper, Realmuto at the middle of the lineup have been outstanding. Segura has been hot. So you're really going to have some outstanding pitching, and you're also going to be able to have to get some hits.
Well, outstanding pitching. Max Scherzer in his Dodger debut is fantastic, and it's a good matchup. Scherzer for the Dodgers, Aaron Nola for the Phillies.
Max Scherzer has been outstanding with the Dodgers in this one game. He had an electric audience. Now he's going up against a foe that he has seen an awful lot. And in doing that, he's going to have to avoid Harper, who's hit him at 3 for 10 pace, but behind him, Realmuto is only hitting 100 off him with almost 50 at bats. And Nola on the other side is kind of having a down year. He got off to a decent start at the beginning, but has really gone backwards as far as his fastball effectiveness. His best pitch, his curveball, probably going to throw it a lot against the Dodgers.
Dodgers took 2 of 3 from the Phillies in June. Didn't see Nola, so they see him for the first time in a couple years. It's the Dodgers and the Phillies, the first of 3 coming up from Citizens Bank Park. Is brought to you by the SoCal BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's new $3 spicy tiny tacos and $4 loaded spicy tiny tacos.
Welcome back to Citizens Bank Park. Earlier today, we thought we were going to see Mookie Betts playing in right field. However, since then, he has been a late scratch. When I spoke with Dave Roberts about Mookie Betts, he said that he's still dealing with that hip irritation as well as some back soreness. So now there is a conversation that he could be going back onto the injured list. Of course, with Mookie Betts, we knew that this hip irritation was going to be something that we were going to have to watch throughout the rest of this season, so that he was going to have to monitor it closely. But at this moment right now, the conversation of another injured list stint is on the table, guys.
All right, so no Betts tonight, no Justin Turner tonight either, which is not a surprise. Left the game on Sunday with a tweak of his groin after making that great defensive play. And Dave Roberts said earlier today that he's probably not going to be available anytime before they shift the scene to New York over the weekend.
It's a guy that they really need back, and they need him back at full strength. And the Dodgers are trying to figure out how to make that happen as soon as possible.
And so with no Betts and no Justin Turner, the lineup looks like this for Dave Roberts for game 1 of this road trip. Trey Turner leads it off, and then it's Max Muncy, and for the first time this year, Will Smith hits 3rd. Corey Seager bats cleanup. A.J. Pollock in left hitting 5th, with Chris Taylor at 3rd base for the 3rd time this year. Cody Bellinger in center, and Billy McKinney, the late addition to the lineup with Betts getting scratched. On the mound for the Phillies, 28-year-old in his 7th big league season, Aaron Nola, and he's had flashes of dominance this year, especially early on, but overall that .449 ERA is his worst in 5 years.
His fastball effectiveness has really gone downhill. Last year, of course, yeah, it's a shortened season, but they only hit 135 off his fastballs, 4-seamer. Well, that's up close to 300 this year at 271. So the foundational pitch has gotten worse. The contact has gotten harder, and he's not getting the ball hit on the ground as much. Yeah, there's more contact as far as, but it's strong contact. And he's not walking as many guys, but they're putting the ball in play early against him. And I think right now, this is the kind of guy the Dodgers need to pick on. They can't look at the resume and what he's done in the past. They have to look at what they're seeing today.
You mentioned the fastball. How about everything else that he throws? We take a look at it on StatCast, powered by Google Cloud.
Well, the fastball percentage is right where it's at 38%. You see that, but I think that you're going to see the knuckle curve go up against the Dodgers. They do not hit the curveball very well. They don't slug against it, and Nola has pitched better at home, and I think he's going to throw a lot more curveballs here.
A couple teams playing well. Dodgers have won 3 of 4. Phillies have won a Major League best 8 straight. Their longest winning streak in 10 years, which is also the last time they went to the postseason, 2011.
This Phillies team is really starting to come around. Their offense is outstanding, and you know what? They've gone through this hot streak where the pitching really hasn't improved. It's the offense that has improved as far as scoring a bulk of runs in almost every game. They did have a 3-0 win on Sunday that kind of launched them and continued this streak. But it really is a team that you're going to have to shut the bats down.
That was from Zach Wheeler, who is probably Walker Buehler's top competition for the Cy Young Award. Dodgers thankfully going to miss Wheeler this week. But the Phillies, with this 8-game winning streak, have gone from 4.5 back, sitting in 3rd place, to a 2-game lead in the division. Dodgers starting this trip against a couple contenders, these Phillies and then the Mets. 4 games back of the Giants. As Trey Turner climbs in, Nola winds and throws, and off we go with a fastball that's fouled back, strike 1. Turner on base, 4 of 10 plate appearances in his first weekend with the Dodgers, and came in to score 3 runs on those 4 trips, flashing his great speed. On an 0-1 from Nola. Turner fouls it again, 0-2. Second in the league, hitting .321. Just Nick Castellanos of the Reds better there. Second in the league in stolen bases. Only Tatis Jr. has more.
You'd think that Nola, probably the velocity's gone down because the fastball's gotten hit around this year, but it hasn't. The velocity stayed the same. But you lock those 2 locations right there down the middle.
And again,
3 down the middle.
Yeah.
At 95. Nice solid velocity. Little good run to it, but 3 in the heart of the plate. And that's probably why the home run ball has gone up this year.
From the time Aaron Nola started pitching in Baton Rouge, Louisiana when he was 10, he's had better command than everybody. That's been what's defined him, but that's gone away the last couple months. And you've seen it his first 3 pitches tonight. Another 0-2, and there is the curveball that you figure the Dodgers are going to see a bunch of.
We'll get to the keys of the game in another inning or so, but this breaking ball is definitely going to be one of the keys to the game, and especially not chasing it, but 3 fastballs down the middle and then a curveball that comes right out of that same window. So an outstanding pitch.
So the fastball has struggled. The league hitting just .189 against that pitch. Turn of the first out. Up comes Max Muncy. Like Trey Turner, finds himself all over the National League leaderboards. 3rd in on-base percentage and 7th in slugging. He takes strike 1. And like Trey Turner, is going to be part of the MVP discussion. Fernando Tatis Jr. has a chance, if he comes back, to pick up where he left off with a commanding lead in that race. And there is some talk of Tatis Jr. coming back and playing the outfield, but if not, that does open the door for several guys, including a couple Dodgers. Here's a 1-1. A curve, and it's 1-2. Muncy facing a guy that's given him fits. 0 for 8, 4 strikeouts against Nola. The Dodgers have never beaten. 4 starts against LA. Phillies have won them all. On 1-2, Muncy takes inside, ball 2.
Nola definitely trying to crowd Max Muncy. Even with the breaking ball, looks like he wants to go back foot with it. Doesn't want to give him anything out over the plate. Let him extend his arms.
A little bit high here. Count goes full. Nola coming off a game against the Nationals last Thursday where he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings. Walked a season high 3 in that game. Delivers a payoff, and Muncy fouls it back. We'll do it again. But there have been those nights where Aaron Nola has looked like Nola that became the ace of the Phillies a couple years back when he finished 3rd in Cy Young voting behind just Jacob deGrom and tonight's Dodger starter Max Scherzer. This season, Nola's got a game where he went 8 2/3 without giving anything up against the Braves. Got a complete game 2-hit shutout against the Cardinals. And he tied a major league record at one point, striking out 10 hitters in a row in a game.
Definitely has elite stuff. It's the location he's trying to find. Move from control to command, or really control back to command. And there's some really good numbers on top.
In 2018 season, he was 17-6. ERA near 2. Former 7th overall pick. Now in his 7th big league year, deals into the payoff and gets Muncy swinging the same way that he got Turner.
Shows you the confidence he has in that curveball. 1 out, nobody on. Back-to-back 3-2 count curveballs. Max fouls one off, but the second one he gets the swing and miss.
Guys talk about how hard it is to pick him up. One of the lowest release points of any starting pitcher in baseball. First one to Will Smith. Drops in there, strike 1.
Especially at home with the lower release point coming out of that white uniform a little bit. You're getting flashes of the white from the shoulder of the uniform, and then you're also getting the ball.
Exceptionally limber, exceptionally flexible arm too, that he was naturally gifted with, but it's also something that he spends a lot of time working on, accentuating that flexibility. You can see, man, you see both those things in his delivery, how low it comes out and how much bend there is to everything. Really whips up on him. 1-2.
Like he's cracking a whip.
Yeah.
Loading it behind him, and now here it comes, and it's unfolding as it comes towards you.
Struck out Turner, struck out Muncy, ahead of Smith 1-2.
Both strikeouts with the curveball.
See what he goes with here. Back to the curve, and he strikes out the side on that pitch. So the Dodgers down quietly in the first. Here comes Max Scherzer for his 2nd Dodger start. The Phillies coming to bat with this lineup against Max Scherzer. It's Odubel Herrera to lead it off, and then Gene Segura, who's 4th in the league in average. Harper follows him, 7th in the league in average. All-star catcher JT Realmuto bats clean up. Brad Miller's at first, then Gregorius, Torreyes, and Jankowski rounding things out ahead of Nola. So Scherzer, who beat the Astros in his Dodger debut on Wednesday. We take a look at what he's done against these Philadelphia Phillies with our Indeed player resume. He's faced them 3 times this season. He's won all 3, and he's got a 1.45 ERA.
And with Nola, we're saying the fastball has been depleted and not as effective. With Max Scherzer against these Phillies, they are hitting .087 off of his 4-seam fastball. And he's also got the great off-speed stuff.
Strike 1 on Herrera. His last start as a National came against these Phils. Gave up just 1 run over 6 innings. That home run came on a home run for JT Realmuto. Shakes a couple of times, delivers an 0-1 pitch. It's a changeup. It's fouled, and it's 0-2. What a night that was last Wednesday, huh? Just so many layers. The Dodgers losing the first game, it being the Houston Astros, it being Scherzer's debut, and you expect that Max Scherzer's going to be good, but you put all those things together, and the flurry that he finished with, it was beyond, I think, anybody's expectations even.
I was so proud of the Dodger fans to continue to cheer him.
High fly ball to the right field corner. McKinney with room.
The ovation that Max got, and the welcome and the performance that he put on, and then for the Dodger fans just to continue the cheering and to bring him out for the curtain call, it just made it put a cap on everything. It made it so special.
He said a night that he'll never forget, a moment that he'll never forget, that curtain call. And we've asked around with a lot of people other examples of mid-game curtain calls for pitchers, and nobody can come up with it.
Nope. I mean, we're in Philadelphia right now, and you remember when Chase Utley returned and he got curtain calls as a Dodger. But no, I cannot remember one for a pitcher. After a game, going 9 shutout, no hitter, perfect game. Yeah. But the curtain call really isn't they go in the dugout and then they come back out. It's during the post-game interview, during the Gatorade bath, that the fans stay and continue to cheer.
Here's a 1-0 to Gene Segura. 1-1. I think a couple things. Number one, he was that good. Number two, you never would have gotten a curtain call for going 7 innings 10 years ago, 15 years ago, right? It's now more generally accepted that you go 7, you've had a very, very good start. As the only kind of outing that would be exceptional enough to call for a curtain call would be a complete game in previous eras. And so it may have been the first one ever, a mid-game curtain call for a pitcher.
I know when I think about who they beat too, the Astros, right? It was building all day. You know, they had lost the day before. They needed to beat the Astros. The fans were venting the whole game. And he gave them a positive to vent on other than just the negatives that they were booing with the whole game. It was really special.
It was a true tidal wave of emotions and factors that led to the curtain call and led to one of the more memorable nights at Dodger Stadium in an era full of them. Certainly in the regular season, it is right up near the top of the list. 2-2 to Gene Segura. He is hooked off the end of the bat to left for the first hit of the game. So Gene Segura, who's top 5 in the National League in batting average, has a 1-out single here in the first.
Could have been a swing and miss, but it's not. It's a full swing, but it's off the end of the bat, and that is a tough one to get to in left field. Ends up having a little bit of top spin, probably a little bit of side spin to it, and it just kind of died.
Well, we talk about a couple MVP candidates potentially for the Dodgers. Here's one of them for the Phillies, and Bryce Harper, who is 3rd in the league in OPS, 7th in the league in average, and he's gotten better and better as this year has gone on. Such huge expectations given the hype that came up with him, given what he did early in his career in Washington. Somehow, I think his 3 years in Philadelphia have been underrated. Fouls back a first pitch fastball. Especially good lately. Last 17 games he's hitting above 400. He's reached in all 17 of those. Here in his 3rd year with the Phillies, his best one yet. 3rd year of a 13-year, $330 million contract.
When his swing and miss rate is down, the contact rate is up. His hard contact is amazing to watch. He has tremendous bat speed.
Facing his old teammate Scherzer and swinging through a cutter. It's 0-2. 3 for 10 with a home run against Scherzer in the 2 seasons they faced each other. There are the ranks this season for Harper, and the ranks are similar if you just look at the 3 years that he's been with the Phillies. But you no longer hear his name when you're talking about the top handful of players in the league, it seems. And an 0-2 from Scherzer. Takes in the dirt, ball 1. And that way, kind of a victim of his own success. Not that he cares, but
the contract raises the bar so high that it's a hard bar to jump over.
Homered 35 times in his first season. Drove in a career high number of runs. Top 10 in the league in on base and slugging last year. The 1-2. 2-2. The only year better than this one for Bryce Harper was that otherworldly 2015 MVP year, which was by OPS, the best offensive season for any player since Barry Bonds.
So far, Max Scherzer's trying to keep the hard stuff in on him, and then if he goes away, it's been with the changeup to kind of get him to chase. Looks like that's where they might go here.
With the 2-2, it was a change. Runner takes off and Segura steals second, but then comes off the bag. He's saying Seager swiped me off of the bag, but looked like Segura's momentum carried him away. 2 gone here in the first.
So hard for the base runners that are trying to slide to the outside part of the base so that it can be the hardest to tag them, but it's also the hardest position to stay on the base because the hand goes, now the body, and then the momentum. He is off the base right there. See that outside trying to hook it with his foot, and he is out.
Dodgers catch a break, base is clear, 2 out, and a 3-2 pitch coming from Scherzer to Harper. Got him looking at the knees to finish off the first. Scherzer strikes out Harper, and after 1 in Philly, no score.
Familiar foe, that's about Max Scherzer, the 3-0, 145 against these Phillies, and all of those games have been in Philly. Don't chase the breaker. Well, we saw that with Trey Turner at the top of the order, and then they continued to chase, but not really. Breaking balls right down the middle to the next 2 strikeouts. They need to change that, and consistency is the key. That's about the offense, not only within a game to have a consistent offense and not some big explosive inning and then stop scoring. That could be within the series also. They could really use like 5 runs a game instead of like a 9 and then a 0 and then back to a 9.
When you put it all together, you get 5, but it's been misleading all year, that runs per game for the Dodgers. Part of the order, Corey Seager leads it off. And drives the first pitch on a line to right. It's over Harper and off the wall. They got there so quickly that he'll settle with a single. Absolutely scalds it. First base runner of the game for the Dodgers, Corey Seager, on the first pitch of the second.
We haven't seen Nola throw any fastballs way up or way down. Everything has been thigh to belt high. And you can see why the fastball has lost its effectiveness, because when he continues to make mistakes with it, these hitters are going to get a read on it. We've seen nothing at the knees or just below the knees with the heater. We have seen nothing at the letters across their chest where it says Dodgers. It's all right there in the heart of the plate.
Leadoff man on, A.J. Pollock up, coming off his 4th 3-hit game over the last month. He finds himself back in the lineup today with Betts getting scratched. It's a good problem for Dave Roberts to have, but this man's the hottest hitter in baseball over the last month or so. But it's not easy to find a place for him to play every day. Nola's 1-0. Went around 1-1. Pollock over his last 25 games hitting .436. That's the 3rd best 25-game stretch for any player at any point this year. David Fletcher had a better 25-game stretch during his 29-game hitting streak. Freddie Freeman, the only other guy that had a better 25-game run. There's the 1-1 to him. Fastball just caught the corner, and it's 1-2.
Through this hot streak, it has been with power, but it has been consistency. He has really owned the strike zone. AJ's struggles come when he doesn't go after the strikes, when he wanders outside the strike zone, especially away to breaking balls, but he has not done that at all.
Leadoff single for Seager. He's at first. Nola, long pause, pitches 1-2, gets him swinging, his 4th K, all on the curve.
curveball is almost like a little optical illusion because his curveball has a hump in it, and usually a hump in a curveball will tell you it's more like a high school or a college curve where you can detect it. But his has finish. Even though it has that hump, it has finish at the end. It doesn't hang at the end. It continues to break. Usually ones on that trajectory just kind of stay up there and just kind of spin against the air and don't break. His has finish.
Finishes Pollock with it like he did Turner, Muncy, and Smith in the first, and now here's Taylor. Taylor gets first pitch changeup for a ball. Taylor, like Pollock, has been one of the hottest hitters in the National League over the last month plus, at .333 since the start of July. Starting at third base today with Turner down.
Swiss Army knife. Put him anywhere, he'll get the job done.
It's Taylor's third start at third base, made one in May, one in June. Started at 6 different positions this year. Back-to-back changeups, 1-1.
We've talked about with Nola how the fastball has kind of gone backwards as far as its production. Well, so has the changeup. Fastball and changeup were some of the best in baseball, and now they're below average.
Kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, maybe it's about the location of those pitches, because in just seeing them here in this small sample size tonight, the action on the pitches are fine, but the location of the fastball so far has not been at an elite level. The changeup action was pretty doggone good, and we'll just see if he can continue to hit some spots with it.
Brings a 2-1. Taylor pulls a fastball to third, stopped by Torres to second, one to first. Double play with a couple of rocket arm throws. Torres and Segura to double off Taylor. Brixton from Hemet. Favorite player is Justin Turner. You can join Junior Dodgers for a chance to be the Junior Dodger of the game like Brixton at Dodgers.com/JRDodgers. Your favorite player will be back soon, Brixton. Turner out with the groin injury suffered on Sunday. Dave Roberts and the Dodgers hoping to have him back in New York this weekend. As Scherzer goes back to the mound to face the middle third of the lineup. JT Realmuto leads it off. He touched on kind of the uniqueness of his numbers against Scherzer. He's 5 for 49 against him, but 2 of those 5 hits home runs, including a home run when he faced Scherzer a couple weeks ago. All or nothing for the all-star catcher, third season with the Phillies. Popping this one up for Max Muncy, and Scherzer retires him easily. Now 5 for 50 lifetime.
It's comforting the way the batting order sets up for Max Scherzer when you have Bryce Harper and as dominant as he can be, so he can pitch him very tough, knowing he's got a guy behind him in Realmuto that he has owned.
I know that you say sometimes the head-to-head numbers, you don't look at those a ton because when did they come from? Guys could be different, but there comes a point where there's enough of a sample there where it's really significant, right?
Yeah, and I think that breaks at about 20 at bats.
Okay.
So when you're at 50 at bats, that's quite a history.
Brad Miller, the base is empty and 1 gone. So just sticking on that topic, head-to-head against Scherzer, how about Brad Miller of all people, who has 3 home runs and a double against Scherzer? What? 31-year-old veteran takes the ball, and it's 2-0. It's hitting bombs with those bare hands.
Brad Miller will be talking about those numbers against Scherzer for the rest of his life.
Yeah. Pinpoint, 2-1.
He'll be out one night, maybe getting teased like, I heard you played in the big leagues, you know, how long? And he'll go, you know, I played, 8-10 years. Just check out my numbers against Scherzer.
I thought you were saying he was out late at night having tea. getting teased. Okay.
Getting teased.
Big tea guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Second stint with the Phillies. He was there in 2019, then last year with the Cardinals. 2-2 from Scherzer. Change up, pulled on the ground into the shift. Trey Turner throws him out. Yeah, if Scherzer and the Dodgers strike out 10 Phillies tonight, everybody gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink at LA area restaurants. So Scherzer's faced the minimum thanks to the caught stealing. And now the Phillies shortstop, Didi Gregorius, who missed the last 2 games with an elbow issue. And here in his second season with the Phillies, having one of his worst years. In the short season, it was one of his best years. He had .284, well above average OPS. But he missed a month and a half with the elbow and just hasn't quite been right since coming back. On this 0-1, he takes a ball, 1-1. Line drive, base hit over Turner. A 2-out single for Gregorius.
Trey Turner not only fast, he's got some ups. Gave this one a shot. Gregorius with that line drive base hit. See how high up he gets. Ooh. Just don't get hurt coming down. We got enough guys with aches and pains.
Two-out hit keeps things alive for Ronald Torreyes. Been a key piece for the Phillies with all the injuries they've dealt with this year. He turns on a ball and hits it foul, strike one. Torreyes made his debut for the Dodgers with a handful of games in 2015. Remember the name Rob Sagadin?
Yep.
Traded into the Yankees for Rob Sagadin. The Yankees to the Twins and now the Phillies. 28-year-old from Venezuela having his most significant season. Typically just a spare piece. 0-2.
This game penciled out to be advantage Dodgers with Scherzer on the mound and the year that he's having compared to what Nola has been putting up lately and all year. But the way they're both throwing right now, it looks like we're going to have a pitcher's duel.
Scherzer comes home and a changeup foul. Gregorius hit first, 2 gone. 0-2 pitch come after throw.
If you do think they're going to steal, but you do want to deliver the ball home and you're not going to pick off, this is a good count for the high fastball. You don't want to pitch out, but you can attack up if you wanted. Easier pitch to throw on.
The slider instead, 1-2 on Torreyes. Both the slider and the changeup, the #1 pitch for any starter. Opponent's hitting 130 against the slider, hitting 106 against the changeup. See what he goes with on 1-2. Changeup.
Max has that glove pretty open, making sure that the hitter is getting all webbing and fingers, so he can't really see into changing of the grips. But from the center field camera, you can see him playing with the baseball and kind of twirling it and getting ready. But he doesn't settle into a grip until almost right before he starts his delivery.
Turned it up there, fouled off. 95 with that fastball. You touched on it, playing up in his first start as a Dodger. In fact, 95.2 was the highest average for his fastball in 2 years. And he acknowledged that he felt the crowd. He fed off the crowd. And his final pitch of the night, he used that fastball to get a strikeout. Another 1-2 to the pesky Torres. Got him with a filthy changeup for strike 3. Second K for Scherzer through a couple scoreless innings. World champion Dodger baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr., the new sourdough star, now at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy. No score, top 3. Scherzer and Nola. Great pitching matchup on paper, and it has been through a couple innings. Nola goes back out there to face the bottom third of the Dodger lineup.
He has been perfect with the breaking ball. 8 he's thrown, 8 for strikes, and all 4 of the Ks with the curveball.
It's Bellinger to lead it off. Trying to pick up where he left off in the homestand, hitting home runs in each of the last 2 games. It is first pitch curveball. Showing some signs of coming out of what has been a very rough ride this year. One ball, one strike.
JT on the shelf tonight and Mookie on the shelf. You really need Cody to come around. The roster is thick with all-stars, but the injuries keep depleting it and probably holding back from the consistency.
I mentioned those 2 home runs. Quietly, it's a 6-game hitting streak and is above 300 in that time.
And some of those hits were short, but a lot of those hits were long. We enjoyed some infield hits that might have given him a little confidence, get a little success from some cheapies, to all of a sudden swinging the bat a little bit more freer.
On a 1-2 from Nola, Bellinger leaves the fastball up, and it's 2-2. Already the 5th strikeout for Nola. First one on something other than the curveball as he retires Bellinger with a high heat.
The best located fastball that he's had. This is not thigh high, belt high. He attempted a couple down by the knees but didn't hit with them. But that one in this count to this hitter, he hits his spot.
One gone in the 3rd. Billy McKinney, late addition to the lineup with Betts getting scratched, takes a ball. First start for McKinney since last Sunday. Facing Aaron Nola. He's in there with a curve, and it's 1-1. Aaron fell in love with baseball watching his big brother, who is now the catcher for the Padres, Austin Nola. Aaron 3.5 years younger than him. Couldn't stand each other as kids, but then they got really close playing together at LSU for a year. Found a year for Austin there. Was Aaron's freshman season, and Aaron would tell you now that Austin's been the #1 influence on his career and on his life. Even though they're totally different personalities. Austin kind of the alpha, outgoing, spontaneous. Aaron very routine oriented, very shy. Says the last time he really raised his voice was probably in high school. Very soft spoken and likes his peace and quiet. Here's 2-2 to Billy McKinney. Spoiled. Change up. We'll do it again. He's a big TV show binge watcher. He's watching movies. Very much an introvert. Favorite hobby away from that is fishing. Builds his own fishing poles.
Definitely couldn't be a reliever with that personality.
Yeah, way too much interaction down there, huh? He gets another strikeout, his 6th, and the 5th on the curveball, which already, Oral, matches the most that he's had in a game this year.
And the curveball is now 11 for 11 as far as attempts and strikes. This one doesn't end up a strike. It's a chase, but he gets what he needs.
Well, you said one of the keys is to not chase the curve, and they haven't a ton. It's been a lot of swinging and missing on curves in the zone. 2 gone, Scherzer. One strike. This is really gnawing at Max that he's 0 for 38 this year. This dude loves to hit, and throughout his career has pretty darn well. Comes up empty on this high fastball behind 1-2.
Double-edged sword when a pitcher that likes to hit and is hitting, because you start to think, like, if I can do this, only doing this every 5th day, what are these guys that practice this every day and are in the lineup?
Another strikeout for Nola. Strikes out the side in the 3rd and has 7 over 3 innings.
Backstage Dodgers all-star infielder Trey Turner arrives at Dodger Stadium and meets his new teammates and coaches. And 3-time Cy Young Award winner Max Scherzer shines in his Dodger debut, striking out 10 and earning the win over the Houston Astros. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers this Friday, presented by Cadillac.
Scherzer's been good here in his 2nd outing so far as well. Nothing against him through 2 innings, 2 singles, but has faced just 1 more than the minimum. And a look at 8-9-1 in the Phillies order here in the 3rd.
As perfect as Nola's curveball has been, Max has struggled a little bit with his changeup. Just 4 of 8 of them have been strikes, but an outstanding one to end the last inning to get strikeout.
Astros are 0 for 4 against that pitch. They had 3 strikeouts out of those 4 at-bats that ended with it. That's a pitch that Scherzer struggled with some last year in the shortened season, but has been one of the best in baseball for a long time. Inside ball 1 to Travis Jankowski. They recognize from his time with the Padres. First season with the Phillies after he had a handful of games with the Reds last year. And this has been special for Jankowski, who is a Lancaster, Pennsylvania native and grew up rooting for the Phillies. Fouls it off, 1-2. Jankowski seeing extra time with the injury issues they're having. That includes Andrew McCutchen, who's supposed to be back tomorrow. Scherzer rocks and fires. Good take on a good change. 2-2. Got him with a cutter for his third K. Cutter speed, but slider movement. That thing moved a mile.
Jankowski must have been reading like two-seamer, like it's going to come back to the plate, but this one goes the opposite direction. Almost gets him in the back knee.
So one with a change, two with a cutter. One gone in the third for the pitcher, Nola. Strike one. The 1-1. 1-2. These guys matching each other blow for blow so far. Scherzer and Nola. Scherzer home with the next one, and it's foul.
Not a lot of wasted movement, especially from Max Scherzer. He stays in that lane. Just delivers the ball, then kind of walks backwards, right back up onto the rubber.
Yeah, gets him looking with the fastball. Back-to-back Ks to open this inning. Before we go back to the top of the order, a word from Carl's Jr.
The new sourdough star at Carl's Jr. It's pure poetry. Feed your happy.
So 4 tonight, 161 this season, third in the National League. And now to face Odubel Herrera, who fly to right his first time. So first time through the order for these teams combined, 3 hits, 11 strikeouts. And these have been 2 of the top offenses in the league for the Dodgers overall this year, for the Phillies since the beginning of July. And the Phillies, as they've gotten hot, have done what they thought they would do, at least what they knew they would have to if they were going to be competitive, and that is just mash to overcome a bad bullpen, a bad back end of the rotation, and pretty bad defense. The way the roster is constructed, though, they figured they would hit. And they sure have the last couple months, leading baseball in home runs and in walks since the beginning of July. .3-0 on Herrera. And they've been so good offensively, like you mentioned, even though they've pitched worse, they have the best record in the league since that point. July 1st moving forward, the Phillies are 22-12. Strike one.
It's work to get through this lineup. You don't want to get many counts like this. Max hasn't tonight, but this is still a dangerous pitch, even with 2 outs.
Against a guy that has homered against him twice, squares the bunt here and takes strike 2. It's interesting. Not anything outlandish defensively there that would have called for it.
Really odd that he actually did that on a 3-1 pitch, got a good pitch to bunt, and decided not to do it.
So after 3-0, it's now full, and he strikes him out with the cutter. Scherzer strikes out the side in the third. The middle innings in Philly, and no score.
Pitch by pitch, breaking news, player updates, stats, leaderboards, and more for your Dodgers and the rest of Major League Baseball.
Scoreboard watching won't happen until a little bit later tonight, with both the Padres and the Giants on the West Coast. Giants hosting the Diamondbacks. They face the Diamondbacks and the Rockies at home this week, which makes this road trip that much more important for the Dodgers as they go through Philadelphia and New York, a couple contending teams. The Giants face 2 teams, a couple of the worst records in baseball.
They have dominated them head to head. 12-2 against the Diamondbacks, 6-3 against the Rockies.
Alex Wood for the Giants tonight. Zach Gallen goes for Arizona. Giants have won 7 of their last 9. Padres have won 3 straight, won 5 of 7. And they're in the middle of an easy stretch as well, playing the Marlins this week. Trey Turner leads off the 4th. He's out in front of a changeup, strike 1. Padres are in the middle of a stretch of 13 games in a row against teams with losing records. Been hovering there for a long time without making much of a run. They feel like this is their chance. That's a broken bat liner caught at third by Torres. And if you're the Padres, you better get going, because the Cincinnati Reds continue to be a problem. Within 3.5 of the Padres for the second wild card spot. They are tied with the Phillies for the best record in the league since the beginning of July. Here's Muncy. Strike 1.
It's the Dodgers' 25th swing, and they have missed 12 times. So, a lot of swing and miss stuff on the mound.
7 Ks through 3 innings for Nola. Dodgers didn't have more than 7 in a full game against the Angels over the weekend. Here's 0-1 pitch. Popped foul, 0-2.
Attacking the same place that they attacked Max Muncy in his first at bat. They tried to stay inside and crowd him. They did go away. It was the changeup.
The 0-2. Ball 1.
Dodgers need to change the results against these above 500 teams. They're 4 games under 500 against the better teams. And then you got San Francisco playing some of the bad teams that they have dominated. You could lose some ground if you keep up the same track record against above 500 teams, the Phillies and the Mets, and all of a sudden the Giants keep the same track record they've had against the D-backs and the Rockies. That would not be a good equation.
And at a point of the season where you can't really lose ground.
No, this is a time, this is moving time. Like if it was a golf tournament, it'd be Saturday, moving day.
Muncy rakes this one to first. Diving stop. Miller feeds Nola. 2 out. After this one, or entering this one, 50 games remaining for the Dodgers. Trailing the Giants by 4.
Brad Miller's always been a guy that you can move around the infield. And that's one of the attributes that has kept him around the big leagues.
He's a shortstop by trade. Shortstop is the only position other than catcher that he hasn't played this year. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th. Will Smith watches ball 1. Struck out his first time. Nola's 1-0. Curve for strike 1. "28 years old out of Baton Rouge. He grew up a diehard LSU fan and then became the Golden Spikes winner as an LSU Tiger. Basically the college baseball Heisman. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Grew up 2 miles from campus. Still goes back there in the off seasons. He's got a house right by his parents now. Some aunts and uncles. They all live on the same street. His 1-2 to Will Smith. Fastball hit in the air to center field, but no big deal for Jankowski, and another 1-2-3 inning for Aaron Nola.
Earlier today, I caught up with Trey Turner, and we talked about Max Scherzer and the competitor that he is. Trey described him as, he said that when he goes onto the mound, he's like a wild animal. He's so focused, but once he is done, he is just the nicest person in the world, and that I'd have to agree with, having now met him. He is truly the competitor that we have always seen, and guys, he just continues to bring the energy, and the guys feed off of it.
Making his second start for the Dodgers tonight. 5 Ks through 3 innings. No score here in game 1 between the Dodgers and the Phillies. 2, 3, and 4 for Philadelphia. Gene Segura has one of the 2 Phillies hits. Leads off this inning against Scherzer. And swings at a first pitch curve. Foul back and out of play. 37 years old out of St. Louis. Max Scherzer, his 14th major league season. You know, his first 5 years, 2 of which were with Arizona, 3 of which were with the Tigers, he was just a little above league average. That's by the hands in ball 1. 8 years since turning 28. He's won 3 Cy Youngs. He's been top 5 in Cy Young voting 7 of the 8 years. One ball, 2 strikes. Won it in 2013 with the Tigers, won it in 16 and 17 with the Nats. Deals a 1-2. Punch the other way, base hit down the line, and Segura's 2 for 2. McKinney hustles over to backhand it and holds Segura to a long single.
Good piece of hitting. He went to a place that there is a hole, hit the target. He just does a nice job getting on top of that. Just squirting it over there. Good defense by the Dodgers to have the positioning there to hold that to a single.
Both Segura hits beating the odds against Scherzer in that they're both with 2 strikes. Leadoff man on, and here's Harper. Worked count full his first time, took strike 3 and a backdoor cutter.
Three hits by the Phillies, all on different pitches. Fastball, slider, and cutter. Cutter on the last one there.
Change up, fouled off.
That's where changing speeds really helps you, because that ball is really juicy. Same pattern as his fastball and has that running action, but had him way out in front. Getting the sting out of the bat. Scherzer got Harper on a 3-2 backdoor cutter. Got him looking in the last at bat. So he definitely has him understanding that he can hit the outside corner.
He does with that fastball, and it's 0-2.
The great hitters, you've got to use both sides of the plate. You've got to use both speeds that you have. Got to hit your general areas.
Leadoff man aboard in the 4th, and 0-2 from Scherzer to Harper. Got him with a changeup. Strikeout number 6 for Scherzer. He's gotten Harper both times.
And this changeup goes straight down. It starts in the middle of the plate and stays in the middle, so it gets the swing, but then the action going straight down gets the strikeout. If this was up and fading, I don't think Harper offers at it, but because it's down the middle and then goes straight down, Harper thinks he can reach it, but he can't.
If Dodger pitchers strike out 10 tonight, everybody gets a free jumbo jack. Scherzer's already recorded 6 of them. And now with 1 on and 1 out, faces the catcher Real Muto. Slider for strike 1.
Day after Scherzer's outings, Jack in the Box is going to be busy.
Yeah, right.
He might go whatever, 12 for 12 as far as starts and jumbo jacks. At least be the guy that sets it up with him and the pen.
Coming inside with his 0-1. Strike 2. Segura at first, 1 gone, and an 0-2 from Scherzer. The change that's foul. We'll do it again.
Will Smith dancing back there a little bit, getting rid of the sting. Didn't really miss a beat other than just a little flinch.
Catcher on catcher crime. Another 0-2 coming from Scherzer. And it has started to rain in Philly. They're going to pull him off of the field. Not only has it started to rain, it's coming down. Whoa. And here comes the tarp. Well, always a bummer when you see the tarp rolled out, but especially in a game where the starting pitchers have been so good. Now you wonder about Scherzer and Nola, depending on how long this thing goes. So on a rain delay in Philadelphia, the Dodgers and Phillies tied 0-0. Bottom of the 4th. The 7 o'clock Pacific time restart. Dodgers and Phillies are scoreless in the 4th inning. It'll wind up being close to a 2-hour delay by the time they get things going again. And we welcome you back inside. It's a shame. We had quite a pitcher's duel going on, and Scherzer and Nola are both going to be done, obviously.
Yeah, they will be. What, we had 13 strikeouts between the two guys, 7 and 6, only 4 hits. Nola's only given up 1. And somebody's going to have to start putting the ball in play and scoring some runs if they're going to get this game. It's a delay, but it could be a long delay if you can't get any runs.
It was crazy, wasn't it? We started to hear rumors that there could be some rain coming, and then it was like somebody turned on a hose and just started showering everybody. So they pulled him off of the field, and as quickly as they could, they got the tarp pulled on. And word was Max Scherzer was prowling in that dugout trying to get him to get the tarp off. And then once they did start to get the tarp off, was pleading his case to go back out there even after this 2-hour delay. But it sounds like that is probably not going to happen. Unrealistic to think that it would, but it sounds about right, knowing Max Scherzer's personality, that he would at least try to get in the game.
Yeah, he would, and he was excited to get back out there. He's loving the Dodger uniform so far, performing really well. Only 2 earned runs in 13 1/3 or 10 1/3 innings. But you think about it as a starting pitcher, it's about every 20 minutes you want to play catch, you want to stay loose. But once you've done that about 3 times, pretty much your manager and pitching coach says that's about it.
So the Dodgers and both teams are going to have to piece it together. For the Dodgers, the first man out will be Alex Vesia, who's been so good lately. All right, Dodgers and Phillies in a scoreless game, going to resume in the 4th after this.
to Citizens Bank Park. We are coming off of an hour and 45-minute rain delay, which came out of truly nowhere. There was no rain on the forecast this afternoon, and the rain just came out, and it came on to pour. The players, though, are back on the field, and we're looking at an on-time start for 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, guys.
All right, Kirsten, and who's in, who's out, brought to you by In-N-Out. Officially, it's Alex Vesia coming in. Last time he struck out the side Saturday night against the Angels, and he's been really good for about a month now. In this recent call-up, he's given up a run in just one of his 11 games.
And we continue to see him execute, and he's very effective. He's got a little herky-jerky motion, kind of really jumps at the hitter, and he's got an electric fastball. And the more success he has, the more personality we see out there on the field.
So both these teams going to have to piece it together, and you figure both lineups are thankful that this delay came, because Dodgers weren't touching Aaron Nola, and the Phillies weren't doing much against Max Scherzer either.
Yeah, the Dodger bats need to come alive, and this was a pitcher's duel, but now they're going to, after that rest, they have been in the cage, I'm sure, getting loose. With the facilities nowadays, they have cages on both sides, so both the Phillies have been in the cage, I'm sure, staying loose, and the Dodgers.
Gene Segura will be the runner at first after he singled to open the inning against Max Scherzer. Harper struck out, and JT Realmuto is the hitter with a 1-2 count. So the Dodgers winners of 3 of their last 4 games, starting this road trip with a rain delay in the middle of game 1. Phillies have won 8 in a row, the longest active winning streak in the majors. They're in first place. They're 4.5 back in third place when this winning streak began. They're now at 59 and 53, a 2-game lead over the Atlanta Braves. So Realmuto waits an hour 45 and now steps up there with 2 strikes out and a new pitcher. So now the 1-2 pitch.
Going to first to check on him. Don't want any surprises. So you warm up pitches out there on the mound, get locked into the strike zone, and make you throw the first one to first.
Two and 2 on Realmuto. The last time the Dodgers were in Philadelphia, 2019, July 17th, they had a game that was delayed 2 hours and 37 minutes and then finished at 1:42 a.m. Fouled into the glove, and a strikeout of Realmuto for out number 2. What's more, Dodgers and Phillies had a 12:35 game the next day.
Yeah, not much rest that day back then. These guys have the 4 o'clock start our time, 7 o'clock start tomorrow there, so they should get plenty of rest. Even if this one goes the full distance, even if it goes into extra innings, they should be fine.
2 away in the 4th. Brad Miller grounded out his first time. Pretty decent crowd of people hung around. The Phillies have had issues drawing in recent years, but this past weekend against the Mets, folks talking about that being the most electric environment they've had in years. There's a good crowd to begin on this Tuesday night. All things considered, a good crowd sticking around after the almost 2-hour delay. Phillies trying to reach the postseason for the first time since 2011. They've not had a winning season since, even though they've been right in the thick of the race over the final couple months, each of the last 2 full years, right until the end last year. Late collapses have defined things in recent years. 0-1 pitch, cut on and miss. 0-2.
They got this field ready in a hurry. The great drainage that they have as they squeegeed all the water into the drains. It usually accumulates behind shortstop and behind second base.
Good work. Alex Vesia comes on and strikes out Real Muto and Miller. We're off and rolling again and through at 4 in a scoreless game.
These guys were outstanding. Nola and Scherzer were going at it. Nola with fewer hits, but both with about the same amount of strikeouts. Nola with 7, Scherzer with 6, and they were both locked in. Outstanding changeups, good fastballs. Nola's curveball was one of the best we've seen this year and one of the best the Dodgers have seen this year.
Inside the Box Score brought to you by Kona Brewing Company. Looking at some of those details you just referenced. 13 strikeouts between the two starters, and then you add 2 from Vesia. 15 Ks combined over 4 innings in this game. So to the 5th, it was Vesia to be the first man out of the Dodger bullpen. It is John Dale J.D. Hammer for the Phillies, who in his second chance in the major leagues has been really good. 7 games. He's not allowed to run over those 8 innings.
Gone 2 1/3 scoreless in an outing where that was his longest professional outing, big league or minor league. So he's not going to be out there for a while, probably just an inning.
It's 25 pitches in that game. It's on Saturday against the Phillies or against the Mets. Ball 1 to Corey Seager, who is the lone Dodger base runner in this game. Singled off of the wall and right. But a double play ball meant that Nola faced the minimum in that inning. And did through 4. 2-0 on Seager. A 276 in his first 8 games off of the IL. And the base hit in the second inning was his hardest hit one since returning. 108 miles an hour off of the wall. Lifts a fly ball the other way, deep left center field. It's gone! Opposite field home run, Corey Seager. And the Dodgers break through first. Well, might have his 2 hardest hit balls since returning, and it's 2 at-bats tonight.
That one had a great sound. And when you just talked about the 108 mile an hour off the bat, that one sounded loud too. And what a line drive. One time he goes to right field. This one he goes to left. Backspin, not a lazy fly ball at all, and that one carried out of there. Whatever he did during the rain delay, I think from now on, any future rain delays, that's exactly what he's going to do again.
And now Pollock with a ground ball up the middle. Segura from short center field makes a nice play. Seager's home run was at 102. Lefties hadn't done anything against J.D. Hammer before Seager came up. So the Dodgers won and the Phillies nothing. Dodgers in their wins, the home run rate almost double what it is in losses. Here's Taylor. Hit it hard his first time, but into a double play. Chases, nothing in 1.
J.D. Hammer fastball slider. So they're probably really glad they don't have to look at Nola's curveball anymore.
A little bit inside, and it's 1-1. Fouls the heater back, 1-2. The distinct look with those glasses, huh? He didn't know that he had any issues until he started having a hard time under the lights reading catcher's signs. So tried contacts out, didn't like how those felt. And wanted to decided to go to glasses, he really leaned into it. He said, let's find the biggest pair we can, kind of Harry Carey-like.
In the movie Slapshot, the Hanson brothers wore glasses like that.
Spins away, count goes full. Taylor chases with 2 strikes, less than any hitter in the National League.
Joe Girardi, the manager of the Phillies, an ex-receptor and a really good one behind the plate. Watching that ball get caught and thinking maybe it could have been a strike.
Now payoff. Taylor this time did go around. Hammer gets him, 2 out.
The 8th strikeout for the Dodgers. Another one on a breaking ball, but not the curve ball, a slider.
Dodgers 1, Phillies nothing on the Seager home run. Here's Cody Bellinger, who struck out his first time. Swings and misses at the pitch that finished him off his first time up there, that elevated fastball, which is what he homered against on Sunday. That was a very, very important positive sign for Bellinger. Yanks this fastball into the right field corner for extra bases. 2-out double for Cody Bellinger, and his hitting streak is at 7 games, well above 300 in that time.
Another fastball, but not down enough or up enough. That one just above the knees. And boy, that was a sweet stroke. It's got to start feeling good because he is finding some barrels a little bit more often now. Not fouling it back, not swinging and missing at it.
Good spin of McKinney to the plate with 2 out. And they're going to put him on intentionally to get the pitcher to the plate. Vesia, who retired both hitters that he faced in the bottom of the 4th, will hit for himself. He'll likely head back out there for a second inning of work. He's thrown as many as 25 pitches in an outing. He's gone 2 innings before. So on a night and at the beginning of a time where the Dodgers are going to play 13 games in 13 days, they'll get everything they can out of whoever goes tonight. Strike 1.
Yeah, there's 2 theories on that. It's like, okay, we're going to take him past, let's say, 16 to 18 pitches and know that he's got to have tomorrow off, or we're going to keep them under that number and then we'll be able to use them multiple days in a row. Not going to just be up there and stand in the box. Compete a little bit.
Oh for 2 in his big league career at the plate. Strikeouts in both at bats. Behind 0-2 here as J.D. Hammer fires and Vesia fouls it again.
Don't you love it when a guy's 0 for 2 in his career and he fouls off an 0-2 pitch and he's a little frustrated that he didn't get it on the barrel? It's like,
yeah, that was my pitch.
Yeah, it's like, gone it. Good take.
Very juicy pitch there.
He's locked in.
Bellinger at second, McKinney at first. Oh, 1-2 to Alex Vesia. Outside for ball 2.
This is a very respectable at bat.
High praise.
Well, it is. Yeah, that's true. But it's just respectable that he's not like swinging as soon as the ball comes out of his hand and you know, wildly at one over his head or way outside.
I was only half kidding when I said high praise.
Yeah.
For a guy, reliever, 2 ABs.
Exactly.
2-2 now. Got him looking. And that ends the top of the 5th, but not before Corey Seager hits an opposite field home run. His first home run since April 26th. Halfway home in Philly. The Dodgers won, the Phillies nothing. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Toyota's national sales event is on. Come and find great ways to save on a new Camry. On a Corey Seager home run, the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the 5th. And Alex Vesia out there for a second inning of work, striking out Real Muto and Brad Miller. Coming out of the 2-hour rain delay. And Gregorius, Torreyes, and Jankowski coming up in the 5th.
Hard to strike out 2 hitters and only throw 5 pitches, but he did it because he inherited the 2-strike count.
Yeah.
3 swings and misses of the 4 swings the Phillies put on him in the last inning. So he wants to continue that success.
Didi Gregorius, who singled against Scherzer his first time up tonight, climbing in. Vesia in the ballpark where he made his big league debut last year. A little bit outside, ball 1 on Gregorius. For Vesia, he made it earlier than he otherwise would have. The Marlins having the COVID outbreak where close to 20 players down at one point or another. And so just about anybody who wasn't part of the contact tracing and at the alternate site who was available did get an opportunity. Even though he had only pitched a handful of games above A-ball. Is 1-1 to Gregorius. Fouled off, and it's 1-2.
The humidity was very high before the rain. These guys are dripping wet out there now.
Seems like most times the Dodgers go to Philadelphia, there's a delay.
Yeah.
One-two pitch.
Tried to go up the ladder, but Gregorius went right with him.
'25-year-old Alex Vesia from Alpine, California. Home with another 1-2. Takes this one high, ball 2. It's another 2-strike count and a Philly. Each of the last 7 outs recorded by Dodger pitching have been strikeouts. 5 of those from Scherzer to end the first part of this game, and the 2 from Vesia out of the delay. Two-two pitch. Keeps it rolling. He's struck out all 3 that he's faced, and 8 Phillies outs in a row via the strikeout.
You got Real Muto with a fastball, and then you got Miller with a slider, and now another slider for the 3rd strikeout. In the middle of the plate, but sufficient enough break.
Veteran left-hander Matt Moore warming in the Phillies bullpen. He's somebody who could give them serious length in this game. He's a starter by trade and has been working as a swingman for him. Here's Torreyes. By the way, the Giants with a 4-run first inning against the Diamondbacks and Zach Allen. They put it in play, but right to Seager. 2 up and 2 down in the 5th.
Purchase a special event ticket package for Mexican Heritage Night on Tuesday, August 17th, and receive a special Mexican Heritage Night jersey presented by Bank of America. To purchase your tickets, visit Dodgers.com/ticketpacks.
Here's Jankowski. Well, the last 2 games for Alex Vesia, he's faced 7 hitters. He's retired them all. And Torres there is the first guy to put it in play against him. He struck out 6 hitters in a row spanning those 2 games. There's 1-0 to Jankowski. 1-1.
Vesia's gone 2 innings twice this year as far as his longest outings. So we'll see what Dave Roberts decides after this outing, this inning. 15 pitches only. It might run him back out there, but like we said, if you want to keep the pitch count down so that you can bring him back tomorrow.
Here's his 1-1. Dips low, ball 2. Alec Bohm, who the pitcher do next. On a 2-1 pitch, Jankowski watches strike 2 to the outside corner.
"13 games in a row for the Dodgers. You would expect throughout this series of games that you might see some roster moves in the bullpen to get some fresh arms every once in a while.
Two. David Price starts for the Dodgers tomorrow. Kyle Gibson in his 3rd start for the Phillies since they acquired him at the deadline. He's won each of his first 2.
And now with David, you can expect some length.
Mm-hmm.
You can really almost count on him for 5, and maybe even stretch it past that. Shook to the fastball. Wave the slider off.
Here it comes. Jankowski slaps it to 3rd. He can really run, and he's there in a flash. Infield hit for Travis Jankowski. First base runner against Vesia.
That's a real tool that he just needs to put the ball in play to the left side. Boy, he's definitely going to end up with an infield hit. When you make any of the infielders take 2 or 3 steps before they can get to the ball, he is like halfway down the line when you just receive it.
Bowman out says the pinch hitter. Mark Pryor out for the scouting report, and a word from Jack in the Box.
Try my new spicy tiny tacos starting at $3.50 only at Jack in the Box.
Vesia to face Alec Bohm, runner-up for Rookie of the Year last year when he hit .338. And he's been closer to that guy the last 2 months after a slow start. Was marred by some bad luck. He's hitting it harder than last year. The numbers just haven't shown up like last year overall. Off of the bench tonight. Runner at first, 2 gone in the 5th. Strike 1. 3rd overall pick of the draft in 2018. Wichita State shocker. Casey Mize went 1st overall to the Tigers. Joey Bart 2nd to the Giants. And then it was Bohm to the Phillies, debuting 2 years later. '24-year-old Bohm on an 0-1. Swings through another fastball, and it's 0-2. Vesia's fastball continues to make hitters look like they're swinging at something way higher than 94.
Yeah, he is sneaky fast, and he is going strength against strength here in the first 2 pitches of this at bat.
Now is 0-2. He struck him out. 3 consecutive fastballs from Vesia, who's got 4 Ks over 1 2/3. A lot of times you see this at football games, right? To push up the cheerleaders for every point. They're going to push up for every strikeout tonight.
It's like as they were getting ready for the game to restart, they decided to exercise a little bit.
Matt Moore comes into the game for the Phillies with the Dodgers up 1-0 and a Corey Seager home run. Yeah, Moore, a guy who legitimately could finish this game for him if they decided to go that route. He's been a starter most of the year, most of his career. This will be his second relief appearance since moving into the bullpen about a week ago now. Top of the order for the Dodgers, Trey Turner to lead it off. Lines the first ball that he sees into right center field, and it makes its way to the wall. Turner's on his way to second with a leadoff double.
This guy is going to be very fun to watch. When you get that ball in the gap, I just couldn't wait to see him run. Speed is elite. His line drive, right center. He just spanks this ball.
And as Turner has taken his offensive game to another level, really the last year plus, go back to the beginning of the 2020 season, he says one of the reasons why is not necessarily an opposite field approach, but being willing to go the other way when the ball is pitched there. And he has slugged at a much higher rate than before the other way. Adds to that with an extra base hit to right center field. And brings up Max Muncy. Corey Knebel, a sight for sore eyes, coming off of the injured list.
It was a big loss, and now is hopefully a big gain coming back.
Reports out Oklahoma City were really good, doing some of the same things he was doing for the Dodgers earlier this year. A strike on Muncy. Strikeout and a ground out against Nola. Talk about the Dodgers trying to figure out how to piece this one together with the big picture in mind. Phillies have to do the same. They essentially have a bullpen game lined up for Thursday. Ranger Suarez has gotten lengthened out some, but he's still not going to give you traditional starters innings. 2-1 on Muncy.
Could be the reason they'll try and get some length out of Moore here. His last outing, he went 4 innings and 52 pitches.
Which is why it's surprising to see the bullpen already moving for the Phillies. Double to Turner on the first pitch. Now he falls behind Muncy 2-1. And the lefty comes back home with a strike, 2-2. Matt Moore, who once finished 1 out away from no hitting the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium when he was with the San Francisco Giants. Corey Seager broke it up with 2 out in the 9th inning. On 2-2, Muncy hits a line drive, slice into left center field, but caught by Jankowski. One on, one out for Will Smith. RBI chance for the Dodger catcher, who's knocked in 19 in 17 games since the All-Star break.
Hitting with runners in scoring position is what differentiates the Dodgers from their wins and their losses usually. Where they end up with how many runs they can put on the board. Also just hitting with men on base, stringing hits together. This offense needs to kind of smooth out the curve of boom or bust.
Over the last month especially, in the wins more than 8 runs per game, and the losses fewer than 3 per game.
That was not a good shot with the raindrops coming through the lights.
That's an opposite field base hit for Will Smith. Turner's headed home. Here's the throw from Harper, not in time. You can count on one hand how many guys in this world score on that hit. Trey Turner's one of them, and the Dodgers lead 2-0.
That is a one-hop line drive. A good throw home from a very strong arm, and he made it easily. It's unbelievable.
With Harper playing shallow.
Yeah. I mean, this is a bullet. Okay, so you read it, make sure now the fielders aren't going to get it. He's off to the races. I'm not sure Bryce Harper thought he would even go on that ball, so he kind of laid back on it and didn't charge it. If he comes through, he just pushed the envelope, and it might have been a nice wave by Dino Ebel too, of catching Harper a little flat-footed with having the flying Turner coming around.
Ball one on Seager. By the way, how much fun is Dino Ebel having with Trey Turner on the bases, scoring him first the other day on a base hit?
Yep.
That's down the line, and another extra base hit for Corey Seager into the right field corner. Smith to third on a double from Seager. So Seager is 3 for 3 with a single, a homer, and a double. And the Dodgers mounting potentially a big inning here against Moore. Joe Girardi coming out, and so is Matt Moore, it looks like. Double, line out, single, double, and it is a short stay for Moore. Here's it from the Philadelphia fans. Dodgers up 2-0, second and third, one away.
Dodgers take on the Pittsburgh Pirates. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a 2020 World Series replica ring courtesy of Bank of America. To purchase your tickets, visit Dodgers.com/tickets.
Daniel De Los Santos comes into the game. The Dodgers up 2-0 and threatening for more.
This Dodger offense has set the table, driven in a run, and now we've got 2 more guys on the pond. So yeah, you want to give him a rude awakening. He's also had 4 days off and coming off an inning where he was really good. 9 pitches and got 3 outs. He's going to bring a fastball that's going to hover around 95 or a little bit above, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup.
On to face A.J. Pollock. Smith at third, Seager at second. Dodgers 3 hits in this inning. Leadoff double from Turner, RBI hit for Smith, and then the double for Seager. Pollock 0 for 2 today. And the #1 hitter in the National League since early July, both in average and slugging. Takes first pitch spinner for a strike. A little bit low there, 1-1.
There's some nice tack-on runs sitting out there with 1 out, 2nd and 3rd. You're already up 2-0. And you start to move closer to those late innings. Be some nice padding to pick up.
Two and one on Pollock.
Carlos Torres behind the plate. Home plate umpire has done a very nice job tonight. Locked in.
Sharp ground ball off of Segura into center field. Pollock drives in 2, and the Dodgers take advantage of this opportunity in the 6th. 3 in the bank, and they lead it 4-0.
Boy, were they glad to see Nola gone. The rain came just in time. Sit around in the delay. I think this ball not only hits by Segura, but hits second base and angles into right field. The dive, maybe a deflection, and then it hits the bag.
Like pinball machine.
Yeah.
4-0 Dodgers as they look for their 4th win out of their last 5. And at this point, early indications are that they are trying again to keep pace with the Giants. We got 4 in the 1st inning against the D-backs. Long way to go, but just reading the tea leaves. Ball 1 on Taylor. 0 for 2 tonight. Strike. Look at A.J. Pollock. You know the line, our darkest days often been followed by our finest hours. A.J. Pollock was 0 for 10 with 8 strikeouts over a 3-day stretch when he began this 26-game run. We'll talk about going from one end of the spectrum to the other. 1 and 2 on Taylor. He couldn't even put the ball in play for a few days stretch. And now the #1 hitter in the National League over the course of a month. And not even just over a month. You put it all together, Pollock's top 5 in the league in average. He's top 10 in slugging.
Just got back there. He has really stretched his lead, and then when he dove back, the tag was on the shoulder. I think the hand got in. Yeah, just in the nick of time. Just barely got back to the base.
Two and two.
Seems like that slump of AJ's is just in another universe the way he's playing now.
Can't picture it.
How can the same guy be doing what he's doing? He just looks like a completely different player.
You know what else has happened is that not only has he closed up that hole of down and away breaking balls, largely by not swinging at them,
right,
but he now has the #1 average in the league on breaking balls low and away.
Oh, wow.
I think he's they think they saw a balk.
I think so.
They have a little better view of the pitcher's mound in Philadelphia than we do, so we'll trust them. No call. 2-2 to Taylor. It's a fly ball to left. Double Herrera. Puts Taylor away.
This is going to be an interesting at bat, with Cody now starting to look like his old self and put some at bats together, put some barrels together. So just see if he can continue to have quality at bat. It's not necessarily you need a hit here. You just need another quality at bat to keep building.
On a day where Mookie Betts was scratched, Justin Turner wasn't in the lineup, both dealing with injuries that are going to be at least a few more days. How big of a deal would it be for the Dodgers if Cody Bellinger was indeed finding it? Another close one at first.
Little snap throw again. Like Brad Miller had a little trouble getting the tag down that time. The ball arrived a lot earlier than the leather on the back.
Bellinger fouls back a fastball, and I know it's just a foul ball, but so far this series not made contact with that pitch at top.
Well, I also liked what happened there with his legs and his head. There was a lot stiller. You didn't see a lot of big drop in the upper body and the collapsing of the legs. He maintained his height as he approached that ball.
Here's the 1-1. Sharply hit foul.
Two foul balls to write home about. Dear Mom, it's starting to come. I hit a couple good foul balls.
I'll write again soon. Got him on this high fastball. The Dodgers score 3 times in the 6th. RBI hits from Smith and Pollock, and they lead 4-0. Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Low rates, big discounts, great insurance. And by Nissan. It's the model year end at Nissan. Hurry before these deals take off. Shop NissanUSA.com. 1 in the 5th and 3 in the 6th for the Dodgers as they begin this road trip. And Corey Knebel takes the mound for the Dodgers for the first time since April 23rd when he injured his lat. 13 1/3, or beg your pardon, 6 innings over 8 games this year, and there were some times there where he looked untouchable. There's even some times where Kenley Jansen struggling first couple games where there was discussion, could Knebel be a guy that sees some time in the 9th inning? But a huge piece for them to get back here for the stretch drive.
Well, as he got healthy, he had some rehab outings, 6 of them down in AAA Oklahoma City, and down there he threw 5 2/3 innings over those 6 appearances and struck out 11. So that tells me that the breaking ball has gotten back in shape.
Top of the order, Odubel Herrera takes 97 high, ball 1. Attack foul, 1-1.
'97. That's a Gratterall and Trinan land. That is a big arm to add to the bullpen.
his 7th year with Major League time. Former Tiger, former Brewer. It's a swing and a miss here on a curve, and it's 1-2. The Dodgers saw firsthand what Corey Knebel can be at his best in the championship series in 2018. Pitched in 6 of the 7 games, Dodgers Brewers. Had 10 strikeouts in 7 innings. And left quite an impression. In 2019, missed the year following Tommy John surgery. Worked his way back last year, but wasn't quite right yet. It's a big offseason for him coming into 2021. And the expectations right out of the gates were that he would pitch high leverage innings. He showed that much in spring training. Even though it had been, at that point, 2.5 years since he had looked like a guy that deserved high leverage innings. Full count on Herrera.
He's working the rosin bag right there. Immediately when that ball slipped out of his hand was a ball arm side. He was wiping his arm. A little trouble gripping the ball right now. You can see the drizzle on your screen.
Lost him. Leadoff walk for Herrera. And we talked about this prior to the rain delay, but this Phillies team has the best record in the National League since the start of July, almost entirely because of the offense. And the two things that the offense is doing: drawing more walks than anybody, hitting more home runs than anybody. It's the first walk they've taken tonight. All 4 hits that they have singles. And now Gene Segura out of the 2 spot. He has 2 of those 4 singles.
You say 6th inning, you know, up 4-0. This is not high leverage, but Dave Roberts slipped him right in here against the top of the order, the meat.
There it is, 1-1. Fastball gets a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See if he can throw a breaking ball, if that's what they pull the trigger on, and actually have a good grip on it and get it to break correctly. It's been slipping out. Looked like a hanger to a lefty, and it would almost brush back a right-handed hitter if he makes the same mistake.
Is 1-2. Popped out of his hand, as it's done quite frequently in this first outing back. And it evens up at 2-2. Here he comes. Fouled off. You know, Knebel's not going to go too long. Justin Brule, who made his major league debut on Sunday, finishing that game off, is getting loose. Year-old Corey Knebel out of Denton, Texas. Former Texas Longhorn. Home with another 2-2. Breaking ball hitting the ground left side. That's a fair ball. Taylor throws late. So the first 2 reach here in the 6th.
With Segura's speed, he was going to beat that no matter what Chris Taylor did or how cleanly he made the play. Breaking ball that he just kind of rolls over and hits perfectly down the line. Taylor was off the line a little bit, but as he goes to round that ball, yeah, it clanks off the leather, but you can see where Segura is. The good play is Max Muncy understanding what's going on and coming off the bag completely and making sure he keeps that ball right there with him and catches it in the air.
A word from Morongo.
Wahlburgers is now open.
Phillies trying to make things interesting quickly here. I guess they, regardless of what happens moving forward, they do, putting this guy in the batter's box. The tying run in the on deck circle and a 4-0 game in the 6th. It's Harper, who struck out 3 times over the first 8 games this month. Struck out twice against Scherzer. First one from Knebel, way outside, ball 1. And no choice but to have Knebel face Harper to fulfill the 3-batter minimum.
Corey throws that spiked curveball, so the middle finger is on the seam and the index finger is propped up. Looks like that's the grip he's got in his glove right now. And then he went to fastball. So he starts with that, and then if he's going to throw fastball, he adjusts. If he's going to stick with the breaking ball, he stays with that grip. But the reason I mention it with this humidity and how tough it is for him to hold on to the ball, he's only got one finger that's really building all that pressure on the front of the baseball as he goes to throw it. That grip is a little easier to have the ball slip out than if you're using a traditional 2-finger grip.
That's a grip that he altered this spring and attributed a lot of his early success to. That grip tweak. Delivers a 1-1. Fastball just misses the target. Ball 2 on Harper. And boy, oh boy, with Knebel not really having it here in his first appearance, and Justin Brule warming, what a situation he's about to come into. On 2-1, Harper fouls it off. 2-2.
98.
No more room for error when it's middle like that. Harper with the National League best 17-game on-base streak going. 4 homers in his last 6 games. Runners at first and second. Nobody out in the 6th. 2-2 from Corey Knebel. Climbs the ladder to foul it back.
Bryce getting it started early, trying to catch up to that 97, 98 mile-an-hour heater. That definitely was a ball out of hand, but he was respecting the velocity and had to continue on with the swing.
Another 2-2. Harper strikes out swinging. Knebel throws another high fastball to finish him off.
Understanding that the grip is slipping with the breaking ball, and in a 2-2 count with nobody out, Knebel shakes the breaking ball and goes back to the heater. Harper offers. Smith gets it in the glove.
That's 11 strikeouts for the Dodgers. So, yeah, everybody gets free jumbo jack tomorrow. 6 of those came from Scherzer. 4 of them came from Vesia. Now Knebel gets one, and JT Realmuto comes up. Not out of the woods yet. Runners at first and second. The all-star catcher takes a curve that lands. Strike 1.
It feels good when you all of a sudden get one of those going. You put it back in Real Muto's head that is a possible pitch. So you gain ground in two areas. A, maybe another breaking ball that you can land, and B, makes the fastball better.
Closer miss.
The feeling on the mound for him is that, I just threw a good one, and he should try not to throw a better one. Just throw another good one. You go to throw the better one, that's when you hang it.
Knebel deals after a look at second. And it certainly will be his final batter. 21 pitches into his first outing since April. The lefty Brule ready with the lefty Brad Miller on deck. The 1-1 pitch. Ball 2.
Stuck with the heater with Harper. Actually shook to the last heater that he threw. But these first 3 pitches to Real Muto, all breaking stuff. So you know what they think he struggles with.
Fastball 2-2.
Perfectly located. Right on the outside corner. Upper half of the strike zone.
Real Muto swings at elevated fastballs as much as anybody in the National League. 30-year-old 3-time All-Star with runners at first and second. 1 gone in the 6th. On 2-2. Swings and misses at the fastball, and Knebel gets Harper and Real Muto with the high heat.
Walk in an infield single, but he makes it a much better situation for Dave Roberts to make a change.
And for Justin Brule to make an appearance. Well, things look like they may be going off of the rails there with the walk and the single, and having to face Bryce Harper. But he battles back to strike him out. He strikes out Real Muto, and now Brule comes on for Miller.
When the Dodgers face the Mets, the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Clayton Kershaw World Champion t-shirt presented by Budweiser in honor of number 22. Tickets start just at $22. To see the full promotional calendar and get your tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Justin Brule made his major league debut at Dodger Stadium on Sunday. 1 2/3, finished that game and gave up just 1 base runner.
Well, the Phillies are 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position. They've left 3 guys on base, and Justin Brule would like those numbers to increase and just have to face 1 batter, get them out, have them leave 5 guys on base.
2 on, 2 out. The hitter's Brad Miller, 0 for 2 today. Grounds the first pitch that he sees to Muncy at first. Bit of a tough bounce, but he fields it cleanly and steps on the bag, and that was easy for Justin Brule. To the 7th inning we go, in a game that was scoreless in the 4th and delayed for almost 2 hours because of rain. And so that really changed the picture because it was Scherzer and it was Nola, and it didn't look like either offense was going to generate much against either one of those guys. The Dodgers getting a run in the 5th and 3 in the 6th. The rain coming and the bullpen's going to work. And De Los Santos on the mound to finish off the 6th. Here he is for the 7th, and Billy McKinney leads it off. Starts him with the changeup, ball 1. Hey, the Giants and the Diamondbacks are already in the bottom of the 5th. Alex Wood 5 shutout innings. Giants lead 4-0.
Well, we've been at it for about 4 hours, but we haven't been playing the whole time.
Yeah. strike 1-2. Looks like Justin Brule's going to get a chance at his first major league at bat.
Having a little time right now to look forward to it.
Giants just added one, by the way. 5-0 San Francisco through 5. A strikeout of McKinney, 1 gone in the 7th.
I'm not sure how many times you're going to have a positive update of a Giant game over the next week.
Yeah, we talked about it off of the top. Makes this road trip that much more significant for the Dodgers. It's already going to be an important trip facing contenders. And you've touched on the issues the Dodgers have had with the contending teams this year. At a juncture of the schedule now, part of the calendar where they can't afford to lose much more ground. 4 back. The Giants playing the Diamondbacks and the Rockies this week. Only have 3 head-to-head opportunities left. First weekend in September. Bulls ahead 2-0.
Another respectable at bat from a reliever. The Giants are 18-5 against the Diamondbacks and Rockies, and the way it's going right now, they're going to be 19-5 against those 2 teams.
Doing what they should do.
You're going to have a really good road trip to keep pace with them, just according to the track records.
So they have those 2 bottom feeders on the schedule. Dodgers facing a Phillies team that's won 8 in a row, and then a Mets team that's struggling but has been in first place pretty much all year. On 2-1, Brule takes ball 3.
Dave Roberts kind of mocking Brule's hands. Kind of got the Cody Bellinger waggle at the top. 3-1 count. Everybody getting a giggle.
Ball 4, and there's a new all-time leader in on-base percentage. His name is Justin Brule. Move over Ted Williams.
Look, kid, this is first base. Just take a few steps off. There's leads allowed in this league.
Top of the order in Trey Turner. Started the 3-run rally last inning with a double on the first pitch. For real, though, the all-time top on-base percentage career, 482.
Really?
Ted Williams.
That is so up there.
Yeah.
You know, almost 50% of the time when he came to the plate, he got on base. And, you know, the other thing that's most impressive to me is it's like that's not something from 1902, you know, or 1920.
Leader this year, Juan Soto. This year, I'm talking career, this year, 427. Two balls and a strike on Trey Turner. And Ted Williams missed his prime years serving in World War II. Time he was 24 through he was 26. Still one of the greatest ever to do it. Missed a couple of seasons combat duty during the Korean War as well in the early 50s.
Outstanding pilot, great fly fisherman, great outdoorsman.
Shattered bat roller. The bat goes there. The ball goes there, and it's an infield hit. Wow. Go over the screen?
It must have gone over the screen. Definitely couldn't go through the screen. I don't know how strong he is. Wow, I'm just glad nobody got hurt.
That thing was not dull.
No.
So they're first and second for Muncy. Strike one.
Sometimes the usher will take that bat and take your address and they will mail it to you. They try and find a way. It's very hard to let a bat like that stay in the stands. Sometimes you can pick it up after the game.
Couple high fastballs waved at. 0-2.
About Trey Turner, he had a pinch hit appearance in 3 games, including this one, and how often we've seen his legs already change the outcome of what he's involved with, whether it's on defense, whether it's scoring from first on a base hit of AJ Pollock's, whether it's scoring on a Max Muncy double to the gap, infield hits. It's absolutely amazing. We haven't seen him hardly at all, and the impact he makes every single moment he's on the field.
Don't you get excited when he's coming up?
Yeah.
It's a unique experience.
Yeah. What's going to happen next?
His game, unique.
He carries himself with like a humble confidence. You know, there's not a lot of flash to it. It's just when he starts moving, that's when the flash comes.
Muncy leaves that one up there. 2-2. And the combination of speed and power.
Same thing that Mookie has.
It's a really short list of guys. Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah.
Turner. Mookie. But even Mookie would tell you he's not the fastest guy in the world. But there's a lot of life and speed to his game. Muncy watches strike 3, 2 out. Trout, obviously.
And Mookie's an exceptional base runner. As far as the way he reads the situation, runs, he can steal the extra 90 feet in different areas. Really has a great baseball clock.
Ohtani would be a guy. Legit speed and power. There's Smith. RBI single last inning.
It's hard to not put Ohtani in every category, but in some ways you don't have him completely in that category because he DHs and you don't get to see the speed on defense.
One ball, one strike.
Ohtani's defensive tool is his arm, his fastball, and his slider.
Yeah, right.
His splitter.
One-man defense.
Yeah. One stride down the mound.
Yeah. Two and one. Acuna. I know he's not having a good year this year, but Trevor Story, elite speed, and when he's right, hits for power. Just thinking of the guys that have hollered at 30-30 seasons recently.
Not Soto.
No.
He doesn't steal enough bags.
Smith with his second hit of the game, and they'll go station to station unless Dino is in a send Justin Brule type of mood.
3 for 6 they are now with runners in scoring position. Even though that hit doesn't drive in a run, it is a hit with somebody in scoring position. Just happened to be a relief pitcher.
And so now here's Corey Seager, who is a triple shy of the cycle as he comes up here in the 7th. Single in the second was probably his hardest hit ball of the day. Off of the wall and right, and he homered in the 5th. He doubled in the 6th.
He has smoked the ball today. This one right here, Harper had a chance, but then the velo just took it right over his head and hit it so hard he only got the single. This home run, 102 miles an hour off the bat. The other one, the single, was 108. And this one finds the line, and nobody's going to stop him from getting 2 on that one.
He has a couple triples this season. He's got 11 in his career. And looking to become the first Dodger to hit for the cycle since Cody Bellinger did it. July 15, 2017 in Miami. So here we go. Bases loaded, 2 gone in a 4-0 game in the 7th. Seager pops it up. Shallow center field. It's D.B. Gregorius to make the catch and end the inning. The Dodgers leave the bases loaded, and we stretch in Philly in a 4-0 game. Well, early on tonight, it was all about the starting pitchers. Aaron Nola for the Phillies, Max Scherzer for the Dodgers were cruising through the opposing lineups, and it was scoreless into the 4th when the rain came. And so both those guys were finished. And it became a story of the bullpens. Dodgers didn't waste any time getting to him. After an hour and 45-minute delay, Corey Seager with a home run against J.D. Hammer to open the scoring in the 5th. They scored 3 times in the 6th. And the Dodgers have a 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 7th.
It became a bullpen game early with those starters being knocked out by the rain, not by the lineups. The Dodger bullpen has done the job so far, and the Phillies bullpen, which has been weak all year, continues to struggle against the Dodgers.
Hey, guess what?
Tell me.
Arizona scored 5 runs.
No. It's 5-5?
5-5.
Whoa. We have become D-back fans for the next 3 games.
We are all D-backs. Let's see. Nick Ahmed, RBI double. Ketel Marte with a double. Carson Kelly with a triple. Didi Gregorius with a line drive caught by Cody Bellinger. And Asdrubal Cabrera with a home run. So Alex Wood went from giving up 1 run or 1 hit over 5 shutout innings to giving up 5 runs in the 6th inning alone. One away here in the 7th. Justin Brule to face Ronald Torreyes.
Justin Brule, one of the most efficient pitchers in the world, also draws walks as a hitter.
Yeah.
Both sides of the equation. He does. Be efficient on defense, get on base with offense.
Ball 1 strike on Torreyes.
3 out of 4 pitches have been strikes. 2 pitches, 2 outs to start the outing. He's losing it.
Finds it. 2-2. Sunday became the 20th former Cal Poly Mustang to reach the majors. Full count. And he walks in. One out base runner for the Phillies.
Dodger relievers have struggled with gripping the baseball a little bit. The deliveries look like they have rhythm. They look like they're all timed up. It looks like the ball is just kind of slipping out of their hands sometimes.
Jankowski.
Don't think about a double play here. Just try and get an out. This guy flies.
Former star high school receiver in football. Takes a strike from Brule. Actually had more football offers out of high school than he did baseball. He was going to go to UConn to play receiver. He wanted to play baseball though. Stony Brook gave him his first offer, and that's where he went. No balls, 2 strikes. Stony Brook Seawolves. Wasn't a prospect until he went to the Cape Cod League and didn't just have a good summer. He won the MVP. Oh wow! Stony Brook won the MVP of the Cod and the Cape, and then Stony Brook goes to the College World Series the next year. It's a pretty good resume to take into the draft, where the Padres drafted him in the first round in 2012. Facing Justin Brule, who's home with a 1-2 pitch to strike him out. 2 gone in the 7th.
Brule has a cut fastball and a slider, and I like the combination. It's about all he throws. But one is short and tight, and one's a little bit bigger, and especially against left-handers, tough for them to judge those 2 pitches on how big a break is he going to throw me.
That'll be it for Brule. Dave Roberts comes out as the pinch hitter Luke Williams is announced. The Dodgers have a 4-0 lead with 2 gone in the 7th, and Brusdar Graterol comes in.
Scherzer for sure with that slider. Bessia, the heater up top. They used all their different tools. Knebel at times had trouble with the breaking ball, but the heater worked against Harper. And Brule, the slider. Jankowski. 13 Ks for the Dodgers tonight.
Man. Just in the 7th inning as Brusdar Graterol comes in. Last time he was on the mound, he struck out Shohei Ohtani to get out of a jam.
Well, you're at the top of the velocity chart when he comes in. The second guy out of the bullpen down there as far as velocity, Trinan. Joe Kelly hurt right now. So then Knebel would slide in below those 2 at 97, 98, but this guy can go past 100.
Time to face Luke Williams, who was in his first week in the majors when the Dodgers saw him in June. He went 5 for 9 against LA, which was part of a just monstrous first couple weeks. He had 407 in his first 10 games. And he's hit 175 in the 2 months since. It's ball 1 on him. Native of Dana Point, at the Dana Hills High School. Runner at first, 2 gone. Graterol deals. Fouled, and it's 1-1. Memorable summer for Luke Williams. Started in the minors, and then he went and hit leadoff for Team USA in the Olympic qualifiers before making his big league debut. Swings and misses at the slider behind 1-2. In that series at Dodger Stadium when he had 50 friends and family members there making all kinds of noise rooting him on.
Congratulations to Mike Scioscia and the Team USA with the silver medal. And congratulations to the nation of Japan for beating the U.S. The shutout in that last game.
Gratterall's 2-2. Got him swinging to end the 7th. So another strikeout. That's 14 for the Dodgers. 2 shy of their season high with 2 innings to go. Dodger calendar brought to you by Nissan. 3 games with these Phillies on Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific. They're going to take the train up to New York from there. A couple-hour train ride. Open up a series with the Mets on Friday night. It'll finish off on Sunday Night Baseball. Exclusively on ESPN. Dodgers lead 4-0 and on for his major league debut out of Idaho, Damon Jones.
Statistics down there in AAA, not good, but he could have made some adjustments and started getting people out. So the Phillies said we better give him a look. He's been in the big leagues. This is his 3rd stint with the Phillies, but this is the first time he's gotten in.
A.J. Pollock to lead the inning off. Chops the first pitch that he sees to short. Candy Hop Gregorius. 1 gone in the 8th, and 1 pitch, 1 out to open Damon Jones' big league career. Had to wait a few times called up to get that first time to get called in, but doesn't waste any time recording an out.
I would tell you that that's probably settling the butterflies and the nerves that he has, but I doubt it. First inning of your big league career. It has probably helped that he's already been with the Phillies 2 other stints and gotten a little bit used to the surroundings, but to get that out and still be out there now, you're still nervous, probably feeling like there's no ground below your feet.
1 gone for Chris Taylor, looking for his first hit tonight. He hits one in the air to center field. Blooping base hit. Chris Taylor has the highest batting average in the majors on softly hit balls. So the whole barrels are overrated thing that he created years ago, he's proven it true this year. So softly hit defined as anything 85 and below.
He's hit a lot of balls hard.
Sure.
Yeah.
But when he doesn't, he's still finding holes.
Yeah. I would think that Justin Turner at times is up there in that. The way he slices and dices balls to right field.
Here's Bellinger, who has sandwiched a couple strikeouts around a double.
Belly getting an opportunity against a left-handed thrower.
Fouls this one off.
If the Dodgers were down, this is probably a spot where you'd see Uncle Albert. Belly getting a rep here and starting to look better and feel better at the plate.
Against the 31st big leaguer from Idaho. There's one Hall of Famer from Idaho, Harmon Killebrew from Payette, Idaho. And one of 3 active, Josh Osich for the Cincinnati Reds, reliever formerly of the San Francisco Giants. And James Hoyt pitching for the Angels this year. 2-1 on Bellinger. State with the fewest big leaguers.
Vermont. Maine.
Alaska.
Oh, okay.
12.
Really? Wow.
Bellinger takes the walk. He's on for the second time tonight. Oh, Wyoming is very close. 16 Wyoming, 19 North Dakota.
You have the whole list there?
You want the leader?
Yep. I'm going to go California.
Yes. And it's not close. 2,363. Here's Billy McKinney.
Second, Florida.
Texas.
Texas.
Here's one of the 969 from Texas, Billy McKinney. That's a ball. You mentioned Uncle Albert. Looks like he'll hit next in the pitcher's spot. Albert out of the Dominican Republic, which has produced 810 big leaguers. That is the most for a country outside the U.S. Albert grew up there, then moved to New York City. Lived there for a short time before his family relocated to Independence, Missouri. Taylor at second, Bellinger at first. Dodgers trying to get some cushion on this 4-0 lead in the 8th inning. It's 2-0 on McKinney. Hey, Texas is actually not second. Trinan is warming along with Connor Green, who's just signed today. I'm just double checking it for you. The way it's organized, you kind of dance your eyes around the screen. Pennsylvania.
Second.
So this is going way back, right? Like these states out east are going to have an advantage because they've been raising baseball players as long as baseball's been played. Yeah, Pennsylvania's second. New York is third. Here comes the 3-0 to McKinney. He thought it was a strike, but instead it's a walk to load the bases.
In AAA, David Jones had trouble throwing strikes, walks. That one was a tough one. They want a little delay to give their bullpen a little bit more time. Trying to get Realmuto's attention. We got it, and he's going to visit.
Well, Pujols sit out, says the pinch hitter, hitting .325 against left-handers this year. Hit his longest home run as a Dodger on Sunday.
He's going to end up facing a righty.
And for good reason, those numbers referenced. So Jones' big league debut is finished. He'll rely on the next man in to keep the line looking okay. Brant Brown going through the scouting reports. Back in a moment with the bases loaded and one gone. 25-year-old from Venezuela who his last time out became the second player in Major League history to face 3 hitters and give up a home run to all 3 of them. It's happened twice. Both times it happened to a Philly. The one was B.J. Rosenberg out of the Phillies pen in 2014. And then Mauricio Llovero, who tries to get back on the saddle, thrown into the game with the bases loaded to face Albert Pujols, who last time he was at the plate did this.
He hit this ball a mile. There are times that Dave Roberts is the manager of the Dodgers, and then there's times that he acts like he's one of the teammates.
Yeah.
These guys love it.
Yeah.
They love his enthusiasm.
Albert received the hug on that home run. Next month he was waiting on his 676th home run. Loaded up in the 8th. Takes the ball. Fly foul and into the seats. 1-1.
Albert looking for the walk or a ball in the air, because on the ground he is a huge double play candidate. Try to get that 5th run to protect against the Phillies grand slam.
And by huge, you mean #1 of all time.
It's true.
It's a lot of categories he's up near the top of that he's rightfully proud of. That one is up and in and loses the bat as it buzzes by. 2-1.
The older you get, the faster those seem.
Three balls, 1 strike.
We might see a veteran Hall of Famer to be cheat swing right here, where you're going to try and get the head out and hit it a long way.
On 3-1, Albert hits it hard but foul, and he did just that.
Just a little too quick, but he got one that he liked.
The double play thing is interesting. Looking at the all-time leaderboard, the top 9 are either Hall of Famers or headed to the Hall of Fame. Pujols is 1. Miguel Cabrera, the other active player, is 4th. And the rest of the top 9, 7 Hall of Famers. Strike 3 to the bottom of the zone. 2 gone in the 8th.
Albert thought it was low. You just have to remember, it's not your kneecap, it's the hollow of the knee below the kneecap. So sometimes they appear like they're too low and they end up being a strike.
Turner, strike 1. Well, good opportunity for the Dodgers here in this game, far from out of reach, especially with a hot Phillies lineup. One last try here to add on. They got 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. Had them loaded with 1 gone here in the 8th. It's a ball and a strike on Turner. Still tied in San Francisco, 5-5, Giants and Diamondbacks. Dodgers up 4-0, game 1 in Philly. Bases loaded, 2 gone. Trey Turner takes ball 2. 2 for 4 tonight. Doubled and scored in the 6th, and had an infield single in the 7th.
Had 3 pitches to gather some information, has a hitter's count and bases loaded. This is a great situation right here.
Didn't like that one. 2-2.
That's the second high breaking ball that he's had called for a strike.
A couple of disgruntled Dodgers in this 8th inning. To the strike zone, Carlos Torres. 2-2 on Turner. Yovera ready. He fires. Turner fouls it back. We'll do it again.
Carlos Torres has had a pretty good game back there. You know, these couple of breaking balls that have been up look like they were strikes. They just, Trey Turner kind of turning away from them, and his eyes are moving, and then the ball breaks at the very end, and I'm not sure he's been able to pick up that break.
Another 2-2. A pop fly on the infield that will end this 8th inning. Didi Gregorius has it, and the Dodgers strand the bases loaded.
The rain delay. Dodgers up 4-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Corey Seager, first home run since April. Good job calling your shot, Ned Coletti.
1 triple away from the cycle. Not bad for tonight.
All right, we'll see if he can get it. See you right here after the game.
All right, guys, to the bottom of the 8th inning. Blake Trinan comes on with the Dodgers leading 4-0.
Blake is the piece you want to see out there in these games. The 8th inning has pretty much been his or the high leverage situation earlier when it's the middle of the order. He gets the heavy lifting out of the Dodger bullpen.
Tonight, 3 1/3 from Scherzer before the rain came. Vesia, Knebel, Brule, Gratterall have combined to put up 0 since. And now it's Trinan for the 8th. This being a little bit tougher of a task than looked like maybe it was going to be. Dodgers leaving the bases loaded each of the last 2 innings. And failing to score in either one of those innings. Top of the order for the Phillies, Odubel Herrera. Takes ball 1.
Dodgers doing well with runners in scoring position, 3 for 9, but could have done a lot better.
One. Herrera, who started this season at the alternate site, called up at the end of April. First time in the majors in almost 2 years for him. Suspended for a domestic violence incident in 2019. Last year didn't play. Trained at home in Miami. Wasn't even at the alternate site. The Phillies decided to give him another chance with a 0 tolerance policy moving forward. Flips this breaking pitch into shallow center field. Pollock will run under it. Crossing in front of Bellinger for the first out of the 8th. That's Gene Segura, who is 3 for 3 tonight. Came into the game already top 5 in the National League in average. He's boosted that from 309 to 315 with his performance. 31-year-old, 2-time All-Star in his 3rd year with the Phillies. That's been traded 4 times in his career. The Angels to the Brewers, Diamondbacks, Mariners, and then traded to the Phillies before 2019. Tailing fastball, strike one. Strike two.
Great breaking ball right there. The pitch that Blake throws most often to right-handed hitters is his two-seam fastball, which crowds them. The pitch that he throws left-handers the most often is his cutter, which crowds the left-handed hitter. But after that, good breaking stuff. The humidity they're dealing with on this road trip, these guys got to really stay hydrated. These days they are dropping some pounds.
Pass Trinan. Seager. Dug out by Muncy, who continues to lead all first basemen in the National League in defensive runs saved. Picks another there. Segura's retired for the first time tonight.
Max Muncy not only gets the job done, it's looking smoother and smoother all the time. No hesitation. When he reaches out for the ball, he knows exactly what he's doing. The footwork is really good. Some soft hands.
So they face Harper with the bases empty. Harper with his first 3 strikeout games since June 9th. Two against Scherzer, 1 against Knebel. First one from Trinan. Here's high and away, ball 1. I mean, that's a tough night at the office, though. Facing Scherzer, Knebel. I know he didn't quite have it at first, but turned it up high 90s with the high fastball, and now Trinan.
And Scherzer, his last start, he did that to Altuve, and he got the stuff to put the best away.
2-0. Change it. Right?
Maybe, or her cutter.
It was a cutter.
Does he throw a changeup?
No, that's why.
I gotta check my chart.
That was a fastball. 3-1.
It's a tough night to read all the pitches because of the slippery grip these guys are dealing with the humidity and the rain. So some of them are looking a little different.
On the corner, cutter.
Yep, backed up.
2.
Yep, cutter that backed up because that slips out. The goal is to make it go right to left a little bit, but that one went more left to right, kind of slips. And you can never know when that's going to happen. If you could figure out how to do that on purpose. Cutter.
2-out walk. Well, Harper on for the first time tonight. It brings up Real Muto. Muto's 0 for 3. A couple of very hot hitters coming into this series. The Dodgers have limited in Harper and Real Muto. They catch a break, and that Rhys Hoskins was placed on the injured list today, so they won't have to deal with him in this series. He's second in the National League in home runs. The #1 offense in the league since the start of July. Dodgers combining so far to hold them off of the board. 4-0, bottom of the 8th, 2 gone, and ball 1. There's been very much a team effort. That hand forced by the rain. 3 1/3 from Scherzer. Now 5 relievers as the clock strikes midnight in Philadelphia. Got in on him. Rolled to Seager at short. Steps into the throw and ends a scoreless 8th for Blake Trinan. Let's go to the 9th in Philadelphia with the Dodgers up 4-0. All 4 runs on this side of the rain delay. It was scoreless between Nola and Scherzer. When the rain came in the 4th inning, the Dodgers got a run in the 5th and a home run from Seager. They got 3 in the 6th. And I'll bring 2, 3, and 4 up. Seeing one more time if they can add on.
Over the last couple games, the Dodgers have outscored the opponent 12-2. So not only outstanding offense, but great defense and great pitching. 2 earned runs in 16 innings of pitch. What, now it's up to 17 innings, and ERA right around 1.
Rivera stays out there as Muncy, Smith, and Seager come up. It'll be another chance for Seager to go for the cycle.
Excited about the new kid on the block and Trey Turner, but Corey Seager, the MVP of both playoff series for the Dodgers last year, he's having an outstanding night.
Muncy, the only spot in the order that hasn't reached tonight. Backdoor, strike 1. David Price for LA tomorrow. Kyle Gibson goes for the Phillies. It'll be his 3rd start since they acquired him in a trade from Texas, and he won both of the first 2. Now, there was kind of split opinion on the Phillies. Like, there's some group that said one group that said they didn't do enough at the deadline. There's another that said why would they buy at all with as bad as they were looking, but well, they've won 8 in a row since. First place in the East by 2 full games coming into the day. Muncy turns on a ball, sends it way up there. How far will it go? Second deck home run, Max Muncy. 23rd of the year is one of the longest ones yet, and it's 5-0.
Really launched. I mean, this is called back-legging it. Like, he just spins on this and barely leaves his back leg. You see there, belly button comes through, pops the hips. Not a lot of forward movement in that swing. He just stayed there and turned on it.
Strike 1 on Will Smith. Second Dodger home run tonight. Seager went the other way. Muncy with a straight pull of that ball. The 23 for Muncy, who each of his first 2 full years with the Dodgers hit 35. That's in reach. One and 2 on Smith. Still 5-5 in San Francisco and a race to finish. That game started 7 o'clock here on the West Coast.
That one's got a chance to go to extra innings.
That's true.
This one is looking like it's not going to go to extra innings.
The Dodgers sure as heck hope. Now Smith lofted a ball the other way. Harper to the track. He's got it.
Bryce Harper tiptoeing towards the wall there. As he does that and keeps moving back to the wall, Will Smith getting hopeful. Here's a guy who doesn't need any hope. He's having a night.
Single, homer, double for Corey Seager. Certainly his best game since returning here in his 9th game.
He has played a slick shortstop also.
Strike one. Continues to be him, right? The most aggressive guy on the first pitch in the National League. One and two. Strike three called. 2 gone.
He was thinking something else. Breaking ball, slid under.
Matt Beatty gets sent up as the pinch hitter for A.J. Pollock with 2 gone in the 9th inning. And the Giants have taken a 6-5 lead at the bottom of the 8th inning.
Still hitting, and first and second, no out.
The strike on Beatty. His playing time is a little harder to come by these days with the Dodgers getting healthy and of course getting Trey Turner. The trickle down from that. Pokes it foul. 0-2. Line to center field, and Matt Beatty's got a pinch hit base hit. That's got to feel so good for any guy who is only getting an at bat or two a series to come in and do that.
Yeah, you sleep a lot better. You don't have the frustrations like a starting pitcher after a bad outing. You got to wait 4 or 5 days, and that's the way it is for Matt right now. There are days between at bats.
Taylor now is 1 for 4. Taylor takes ball 1. And now strike 1. Looks like we're going to see a Dodger debut in the bottom of the 9th inning. We saw Connor Green warming up a couple innings ago. He's the lone man standing down in the bullpen. It looks like he'll handle the 9th. From Santa Monica. What the pitch for the Dodgers. Taylor watches. 2-2.
held up on it. Boy, it was close as far as a called strike, too. Could have been rung up.
Count goes full. Beatty will get a head start from first. Taylor down swinging. That does it for the Dodgers in the ninth, but they get a leadoff home run from Max Muncy to the bottom of the ninth. 5-0. Orioles this year, 3 games out of the Baltimore bullpen, and now the Santa Monica High School product will make his Dodger debut.
A little bit of a soft landing in a 5-0 game. You got teammates behind you in the bullpen if anything happens, but yeah, these first 3 batters right here, first time in a Dodger uniform, I'm sure the excitement is not an all-time high, but very close. And this is fun, and he's trying to make a good impression. 33rd pitcher for the Dodgers this year.
Wow. Franchise record already.
Yeah. Well, going into this year, they talked so much about the workload coming off the short season and how they thought they were going to have to keep maneuvering the pitching staff to keep the innings and the outings under control. And they've worked very hard at that.
Saw Beatty stayed in the game after pinch hitting. He's in left as Brad Miller gets ready to lead off. Dodgers got 1 in the 5th tonight on a Seager home run. They got 3 in the 6th and 1 in the top of this 9th on Muncy's long ball. And now Connor Green trying to put a bow on it. First one, strike 1. Three and a third from Scherzer. The rain came, and the bullpen door has been swinging open and shut and open and shut a bunch tonight. Green, the 6th reliever. It's change up, and it's 1-1. Fastball to 96, 1-2 on Miller. Green kicks and fires. 2-2. Former Blue Jays farmhand, who's a highly regarded prospect with the Blue Jays early on in his career. Been in the Cardinals system, the Royals. Miller shoots one the other way for a leadoff hit. Runner at first for Gregorius. Change up in there for a strike.
Phillies with 6 hits tonight. They only had 5 hits on Sunday. The offense has been carrying them, but on Sunday they got 3 solo shots to get their 3 runs, and they threw their 8th shutout. The Dodgers have kind of flipped the script on them here. The home runs and also some hits with runners in scoring position, and the Dodgers trying to throw a shutout.
Pop up. Seager and Taylor. It's Corey Seager for the first out. And 2 of those 3 solo home runs they hit on Sunday came in the first inning. Just 1 run over the last Hitting the bottom of the ninth, 7, 8, 15 innings. Ronald Torreyes with 1 on and 1 out.
Real Muto, Segura, and Harper had those solo home runs, but only 2 hits from the rest of the game. So this offense is kind of slumping as much as we've pumped it up, but that's how they've gotten through this hot streak. Right now, the last 2 games, a little quieter.
Green comes home. This is high, ball 1. Green here in the major leagues in his 9th year as a pro. First thing he did, he said, was called his dad. He said this is as much his dad's dream as it is his. All the work they put into this together. He was shaking when he picked up the phone to call him. And I would think Dad is probably shaking right now watching his boy pitch for the Dodgers. 3 games with the Orioles. And now first game with LA. He's ahead 1-2.
Seen a lively fastball, a nice little slider right there, and a changeup. Very loose bodied, loose armed guy.
Green delivers in the dirt, bounces by Smith. Miller into scoring position.
Second set of signs. Not second sign, but second set. Then he checks the card for which set of signs is the second set. Could be first sign after the indicator. Could be ahead, behind, even. That meaning where they are in the count. Ahead, first sign. Behind, second sign. Even in the count, third sign. You can have pumps, which is disregard the fingers and just count the times you're pumping the fingers down. A lot of different things, and that gets the base runner on second, gets Kenley Jansen up.
Got him swinging. Connor Green with his first strikeout in the Dodger uniform, and he's an out away from finishing this game.
The 15th Philly to go down with a strikeout on a breaking ball. Slightly up, but got him out front.
So they had Justin Brule finish the game Sunday in his major league debut. Could be looking at Connor Green finishing the game in his Dodger debut. So 15 strikeouts, 1 shy of a season high on a night where you wouldn't have been shocked had you just seen Max Scherzer was starting. But when you find out he leaves in the 4th inning because of the rain, this is a whole department effort tonight.
7 guys. 6 come out of the pen. Scherzer starts the game. They've all done it in different ways.
2 balls, no strikes on Jankowski.
Fastballs, cutters, sliders, and changeups. So put the strikeouts in the book.
You know, o'clock Pacific again tomorrow as David Price goes for the Dodgers, Kyle Gibson for the Phillies. 7-5 Giants. 9th inning in San Francisco. Arizona has the leadoff man on and the tying run at the plate. There's a strike, 3-1. Jake McGee on to try and close it out.
Fastball McGee.
That's it. Lined in the center. Bellinger's there with a sliding catch to end the game. And the Dodgers shut the Phillies out here in the first game of the road trip, 5-0. Max Scherzer and 6 relievers combined to do it.
The 12th shutout of the year. 3rd shutout in the last 11 games. The pitching staff doing the job. The defense did the job. And so did Corey Seager and Max Muncy with some home run balls.
Seager finishes a triple shy of the cycle. And the Dodgers get their 4th win out of their last 5. And the Diamondbacks have 2 men on base with nobody out. Stay tuned on that one. 5-0 the final score. For Earl Hershiser, Kirsten Watson, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Philadelphia. Talk to you for game 2 tomorrow night.